I'm with Johanna Dasteel from the American Life League, and we're talking about the personhood amendment that you're trying to get passed. It's kind of important to have something that protects us and our right to live, isn't it?
It's of the most importance to all Americans. We need to establish that all human beings are persons and protected as persons by our laws. And we can do this with a federal personhood amendment, because right now a whole class of citizens, actually several classes of citizens, are not protected because they are considered non-persons. And we know where that's gotten us in the history of our world, let alone our own nation. So.
And how do you feel in general about the Republican Party and the issue, the pro-life issue? Do you think it's something that they carry in front of them, or do you think it's something that they sort of troll along? My opinion is, of course, that they just use us as talking points, though I see things occasionally. But we are talking 36 years later and 50 million dead people. What do you think?
Well, I think that the way you phrase that as an issue is exactly why they treat it as just another issue. The right to life is not just an issue. We are suffering a Holocaust right now, and this isn't an issue like tax reform or property rights or gun rights. All of this does not matter at all if we don't have a right to life. So this is of paramount importance, and so we need them to focus on this. And we can, if we give them a positive message. Personhood is a positive message. It encompasses it addresses all sorts of atrocities being perpetrated against human beings, and this is something that they can actually it puts them in a position to be on the offensive and not the defensive, instead of being anti-abortion, anti-different embryonic stem cell research, and anti all of these different things. They can be pro-personhood. This is a human rights issue, civil rights issue, and it's, sorry, I called it an issue. We should stop talking about it that way. This is human rights. This is civil rights. Being pro-personhood is being pro-human rights. So we have to start talking this way, so that they start talking this way and understand it as this positive thing. And they're in a position this way to be pro-woman instead of being the anti-women, anti-abortionists. They really are pro-woman when you are for the personhood of every human being. You're for the personhood of those women, and you can talk about the suffering that women undergo as well. You don't have to be pro-life and anti-woman. We all know that. Pro-lifers know that, but we need to start talking about it in a different way. So
I agree. And for all of you folks out there, let's say probably most of you watching this are Republicans, and Republicans have a lot of decent things in mind, such as marriage amendment or fiscal conservative policies. We haven't seen many of those recently, but we're talking about the basic issues being separate from the right to life. Because if we don't have that foundation of life first, who cares whether or not homosexuals get married? Who cares about everything else? You're not alive to experience it, are you?
Well, you aren't, and this penetrates the deepest part of our society. I mean, this Holocaust affects marriage. This Holocaust affects all of our economy. I mean, we're 50 million short. This is 50 million less people contributing to our economy. The devaluing of human beings and the contraceptive culture that has ensued because we've devalued human beings has broken our families, has broken down relationships. I mean, people are starving. They're being offered a counterfeit by organizations like Planned Parenthood. We need to offer them the real thing: true love, true happiness, life, liberty. And that's what personhood really is, the underlying statement that we need to offer them. And then with that comes all sorts of other things. So.
And how do people find out more about this?
If you go to www.all.org/personhood.
All right. Thank you, Johanna.